Yeah,
So the
there's some
elementary
big ballers.
is.
There's like the top 3 big ballers left in the school that are like
Big ballers.
I don't know if anybody's ever called them the big ballers.
Dude, Lori is a big baller. And welcome back, everybody. Eric's taking a drink of Gatorade. He's back. We're back this week, or it's like week 30-something, episode 27. And Eric, we missed you last week. How's it going?
Thanks, boys. Miss you guys too. I had to watch whilst doing homework. So yeah, just school stuff. Whoever's out there, whoever's watching this, who's in a graduate program, it's finals week. You know the deal. I don't have to say any more than that.
Yeah.
So even undergrad.
Yeah. True that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know what we're gonna talk about now that he's back. It was such a slow news week, guys.
I mean,
you know?
yeah, we could just
Nothing
spend
happened.
the whole hour talking about Eric.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with that.
Nah, obviously the Tom Wilson Rangers kerfuffle. That's a fun word, by the way.
Shenanigans.
That is a really fun word. I do like kerfuffle. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good substitute would be shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Do you want to do like overview and then?
All right. I wrote down basically a synopsis of what happened in timeline fashion. So I guess let's just start off. Let's talk
run
about,
through that.
Let's talk about the start. So the beginning. So the Rangers and Washington are playing. Everybody's seen this. Even people who aren't hockey fans have probably seen this. It all starts. Buchnevich is down by the net, pokes at the goalie. Tom Wilson's down next to his head, punches him. It looks like he punches him in his head, but if you look at the other angle, he punches him in the shoulder blade. That starts a whole scrum of people. Panarin jumps in, tries to get Wilson off somebody, and Wilson doesn't like it, and just starts to.
He jumped on his back.
He did. Well, okay, so he didn't jump on his back. He went over to grab him, and then Wilson stood up, and because he's probably about 7 inches taller than him, he just was on top of him. So obviously Wilson doesn't like that, and nobody would. And because Wilson probably also has like 50+ pounds on him, he just starts throwing him around like a rag doll. Which
then
is,
the body slam was a little much too, but
the body slam was way too much, and I think that's where a lot of the problem came from. And not only that, but you don't want to see that you don't want to see that happening to someone like Panarin, who is what was it? He's either third highest paid, I think, in the league.
Yeah,
third or fourth.
Very good. Yeah. A very good
player. A very big draw on the league's
definitely brings more money into the league than Tom Wilson does.
Yes, and on the league's most important team financially.
Money, yes, biggest money team.
So that's pretty much it. Go. Whoever wants to start.
So Tom Wilson in this situation, I mean, Panarin does jump onto him, grab him, yeah, but it's because Wilson was punching a guy who was face down on the ice and just punched him directly into the ice. If he gets him in the wrong spot in the neck, who knows what might happen? That shit.
Are you talking about Buchnevich?
With the stick too?
Okay, so that was So, did Buchnevich get thrown into that middle of that pile that was next to the net?
What happened was from my recollection, was he just like was going in and it was a play where he was just kind of trying to get the puck, and then at the end it was kind of like poking at the goalie because that happens on every play.
Yep.
And then Wilson came in and didn't like that and started pushing him down, and then eventually he got down like at ice level ish. Yeah. And normally once a guy's face down on the fucking ice, that's usually when most guys let up. Yeah. But Wilson just kind of kept going.
Okay, so I think that, did you watch the clip?
Yeah.
Okay, you're missing a couple things, I think, because from what I remember, he has him down. He's got like the stick. The stick was like under his head.
Yeah.
His throat. Yeah. He punches him one time in the shoulder blade. Then everything starts. Wilson ends up at the bottom of a pile, somehow squirts out, comes back around the pile, and then goes in and starts punching another Ranger. I don't know if that was Buchnevich again, but he starts punching another Ranger, and that's when Panarin comes over and grabs him from behind.
Yeah.
That was what happened. So Buchnevich, he only hit once, and he didn't hit him in the head. Still not good. But and that was what he ended up getting fined for of everything that happened.
Yeah. And then the league's justification on all of that made me laugh at like how fucking stupid it was, because then the next that night Gostisbehere got suspended for a hit too. And then the next or 2 nights later, Buchnevich gets suspended for that cross check. And I'm are you
I'm fairly certain I'm fairly certain both
like,
those guys have never been suspended before either.
Yeah, there was no history, but keep going, Nick.
No, I was gonna say, I get the fact that Panarin kind of instigated that whole situation too, because you go and basically get on the guy's back, he's not gonna be happy about it.
Yep.
But then he's off. He's basically off of him when they kind of spin around, and then he picks him up and fucking body slams him, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah, it looked like he flipped him by the hair and grabbed him down.
He grabbed his hair and was like, bloop.
Now, if the point of contact as Panarin lands just happens to not be his shoulder and is instead his head is cracked open.
That was close to really, really bad. Yeah.
That's not just concussion. Wilson fucking threw him. If it had just been a smidge different,
it could have been a lot worse. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay. And then I saw people justifying the fact that Panarin wasn't that hurt as part of why that it shouldn't have been a suspension. I'm like, no, that just means he was lucky.
So I've
seen. He was still knocked out of the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He got some kind of. I don't. Yeah.
Well, the rest of the season was also 5 days.
3 games. Yeah. It was hardly any time.
Yeah. So, quick technical fix there, but. Yeah, so
my bad.
Panarin, no, you're good. You're good, bud. Panarin definitely could have had some real unfortunateness happen.
So then let's lead into this bullshit that the league says. How basically everything, their response to that was their little post that they let out, and it was basically saying how everything was justified except for the punch to the back, which and then the rest of it was just the heat of this, basically this is what happens in the heat of the situation. I'm like, I'm not sure anybody's gonna body slam somebody.
Yeah, you don't see a guy just ragdoll a man and then body slam him to the point where he did get some kind of injury because he was put out.
I think his head still hit the ice. I think he probably has a concussion.
Oh,
that's
he just was so fucking lucky. Primary point of contact was shoulder, but. The thing is, I saw a bunch of people arguing too, just because it's Tom Wilson doesn't mean it should be worse. I'm like, no, yes,
it should.
It 100% should be, because
that's what a repeat offender is.
He doesn't
the biggest offender in the league.
He doesn't just toe the line or whatever. He plays jump rope with the fucking thing. We talk about him getting suspended for some or fined or some whatever for some dumb thing he does.
Once a season.
Every 20 games. He had gotten suspended for a hit on Brendan Carlo in March.
7 games, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was his biggest one ever, yeah.
No, he had one that they did. It was, I don't remember what the hit was, but he got one for 21 games that he appealed, and then it then got brought down to 14. So even when they tried to do the proper punishment thing for a guy who just keeps doing this, they then were like,
But this is the PA. This shows that the hockey PA, and the league, the league itself, are so fucked up. It's unreal.
It's unfortunate.
Because if the league drops a statement saying all of this, and then the PA doesn't do anything about it, okay, you're trying to protect Wilson because he's part of the PA.
Yeah.
But you also have every other fucking player in the league
that is just getting railroaded by him.
One fucking guy, right?
Nail right on the head there, Nick. Yeah, that's the thing. The fact that the punishment is so little. One, he should have been banned. He should have been banned from games for the rest of the games, probably. And
should have been at least rest of the regular season and maybe part of the fucking first round.
Yeah, and 2, the fact that the fine was so little is is the Players Association.
Yeah,
Like,
they make sure that the
they
fines are
fined him
low
the
because
maximum amount.
I know.
Yeah.
And it was $5,000.
I know it's bull.
that it's because the union's gonna argue for as little pay to get taken from players. I
Obviously,
get that,
but they're screwing over. They're screwing some of them over.
yeah, it also makes of the fine as it is right now a pointless punishment. Joel Edmondson on the Habs today got fined $1,000 for a trip. That is
What?
Joel Edmondson. That's Joel Edmondson's wallet.
Yeah,
Even him, because
Joel
he's not great, but I think he makes like $3 million a year because they gave him
a
that
lot.
contract for some reason.
It wasn't good.
But like the fines are useless. Oh, I forgot to switch glasses. You can see in my reflection. The whole time.
The fines are useless to people with this kind of money, especially $5,000. It's ridiculous. But real quick, I want to go back. Real quick. So all this shit happens. Wilson's fined $5,000. The Rangers then call out the NHL and Department of Player Safety, more specifically George Peros, saying
I was gonna jump into that too.
which was fucking wild.
Yeah, the head of Department
Never
of
seen
Player
a team
Safety.
come out and talk that much like shit against the league and the PA and like
Well,
go
from what
after.
I've heard
like,
about
he's the like the president of the Players Association or whatever, right?
who?
George Paros. He's the head of the
Department of Player
Yeah,
Safety.
what a friggin' joke that is, dude.
Yeah, maybe having the guy who has a violent gentleman line of clothing not be. You probably shouldn't be in charge of player safety.
Morons, bruh.
Which then subsequently leads into the Rangers dumping their GM and their
That
who else was it?
that is not supposedly that's not linked to any of this. Supposedly that's a separate issue. Supposedly, I won't say that it is.
The message, the message that the team keeps putting out is that
fucking way, not a fucking. It was literally the next day.
Yeah, the message that James Dolan's putting out.
Gary Bettman, right?
Yeah.
Commish. He's definitely pressuring the Rangers at that point to say, you can't fucking do this. You got to do something about it. And then there's no way that's not connected.
They did find the Rangers, but I honestly think more so of it is the messaging that the ownership in New York is putting out is that, oh no, James Dolan wasn't satisfied with like where they were at in the rebuild, which I don't know how you couldn't be, but
head up his ass.
Okay.
Didn't they basically built the team they have now?
Yes.
Which is about to turn into something good if they can keep it together.
They rebuilt that team from ash
that's a head scratcher.
in like 3 years to be. They jumped from
nuts.
like 27th to like 14th in the league this year. The only reason they're not making the playoffs is because they're in the East. But the main messaging was okay, not as happy with the rebuild, but what a lot of other fairly reputable reporters were saying, I think I saw Frank Saravalli and Elliot Friedman say things along these lines, was after that statement got put out, the GM and the president, Davidson and what's his face, Gorton? Yeah, Gorton.
Jeff Gorton.
They both, like, with GMs around the league, distanced themselves from the statement. We're like, we didn't know it was happening. We don't necessarily agree with all it, whatever. And some people are thinking that Dolan was like, all right, then, fuck you. You're out the door. Like, it was, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, it might have been something where they were at with the team might have made him fire them at the end of the year anyway. But because they didn't back him with the statement, he's just like, well, fuck it. Bye.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Like,
Ben, if I may add to this real quick, another thing I saw cited in an
you
article.
haven't said a word yet. Of course, you can add to it.
Please do.
I know, but I have to add. So I know there's a lot to unpack here in this situation. But someone was saying after the Rangers' performance against the Islanders, the last 2 games they played against the Islanders, that was when Dolan was like,
I think
I might,
Larry Brooks was the one that reported that in the New York Post, and he's generally a guy who, I mean, he's a bit out there sometimes, but he like has good sources and knows his shit when it comes to New York sports, and that's even wilder. Like I think I remember that quote. It was like he didn't think they had enough grit or like
and it was so funny because after that, all the memes of just Barry Trotz smiling were being shared. that gives me life. But yeah, no, that was
How has witnessing the just the implosion of your rival team felt?
Honestly, no, it was crazy. Like I don't know, a lot of my friends are Ranger fans, and I can't imagine like what they're dealing with, because again, like they have a good team that's trending in such a good direction, and then all this stuff happens. I mean,
it's like one game.
Yeah, one game. So it's just like I mean, obviously, I think the main thing is Islander fans for a while, they don't like Wilson specifically because of his hit
He's
on
a dick.
Because of a dirty hit? Oh,
well,
weird.
Yeah. But do you guys remember? I forget his first name. Lubomir Visnovsky.
I loved that name. That's such a good name, Lubomir Visnovsky.
Anyway, he was a defenseman for the Isles when they were making the playoffs, but they were leaving in the first round. They had Tavares at this point, but Washington would always bounce him in the first round. And Wilson had this hit on Visnovsky. It was just this high hit. I don't remember if it was late, but
probably
head was the primary point of contact.
Would never expect it from that guy.
But
so strange.
So Visnovsky left with a concussion, and he never played hockey again. He was older, so he might, but that was it. So Wilson essentially ended the guy's career. And now, like Ranger fans, I remember a few of my friends who were Ranger fans. They're like, yeah, well, they'd be like, oh, well, I mean, the hit wasn't not try to justify it, but they're as an Islander fan, I'm biased, of course, but still, like, I mean, come on, the guy got a concussion, he never played again. But now Ranger fans are like, now Wilson is ragdolling Panarin, and they're like, oh, fuck that guy. So no, but yeah, I mean, Penguins fans, you know the meme with all the hands interlocking.
Yes,
I saw it was like
Penguins,
Islanders fans, Ranger fans, hatred for Tom Wilson. It's incredible.
Nice,
but wild.
Then it leads into 2 nights later, the retribution game.
The rematch.
They go out, play again, right off the puck drop.
It's 3
person fight.
Yeah,
line brawl.
Line brawl.
Three fights. It wasn't a line brawl, luckily, because Chara was out there. So.
Yeah. But that was that game was bad. So I missed the first 10 minutes of it because I forgot.
You missed 12 minutes of fights.
Nobody reminded me. I missed all the fights.
I know.
Listen, we're not your mom, dude.
Whatever. I missed all the fights, so I backed up, watched them all, and then got caught back up. Basically, get caught up to the point where. I go back and I watched the first fight at the beginning with those 6 guys.
Yeah.
And then I watched the fight with Wilson. Literally 3 minutes in, he gets his first shift, and one of the guys in the Rangers just goes after him.
Smith hunts him down.
As soon as he stepped on the ice, he went.
It's like he's coming across the ice and he chips him, and then they go after it. And I was like, "Yes, knock this bitch out." And it didn't happen.
Didn't happen because it's friggin' Tom Wilson.
Yeah, that's
so. Then they played the first, obviously, and then the Buchnevich stuff happened in the second
with Mantha.
I
think so. Yeah,
I believe, if I remember right. So there was a lot to that situation too. Like Mantha went after him down on one end of the ice a little bit because they were going after him all night long. They were in his head all night long, and then he goes and Buchnevich checks him goes for that check and basically doesn't do anything because he's small. And he kind of just bounced off of him. And then Mantha was slashing him in the back of his legs 6 times, right?
Yeah, right in front of the ref. And the ref's just
the ref doesn't say anything.
That's fine.
So then there's an offensive possession, and they turn around and he just straight up cross checks him right across the basically across the blue line. And I was like, I said it to you guys. I texted you as soon as it happened. I was like, watch it. He's gonna get fucking suspended for this hit. Sure as shit. The next day, I go into work and I'm looking it up. Around noontime, Buchnevich gets suspended. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And my problem with that is Buchnevich is not a repeat offender.
Yeah.
And you're going to suspend him for a game. But Tom frickin' Wilson, the poster boy for repeat offenders, does what he does and doesn't get suspended?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the point then?
Then Chara gets himself into everything too in that game, and he goes after Eric. I'm blanking his name again. The guy who tried to fight Wilson there at the beginning.
Brendan Smith.
Okay, so he's on the bench, and Chara skates over to him after a whistle, right? And then he gets a game misconduct, and they toss him.
Chara?
Just for that. Yeah.
No, he came back. I thought they were like, oh, maybe he has a game misconduct, but then he came back.
He had a 10-minute game misconduct right after that.
Oh, he
I thought
did.
if you get a game misconduct, you're out.
Well, they have 10-minute misconducts where you come back after 10 minutes.
I think that's what it was.
That does exist, I think.
Yep.
I don't know. It gets weird. Whenever you're in a game where those kind of penalties start coming out, it's like, all right, just it's not even good hockey at
And
that point.
also-
There was one point in the game where like the Caps bench was like looking like a beer league bench because there were so little
many dudes in the
people
box.
on it. It's like, where is everybody? Because they're typically packed.
They're across
Yeah.
the ice, not obeying social distancing.
Just
But
a
it was funny,
sardine
like,
can,
I
just a
remember
sardine
looking
can
at-
in the box.
They had some, so they had some like clips from the box right at the beginning, at like minute 5, right?
There's
Because
just
you're
so
serving
many
5
dudes
minute
in there.
penalties. There's 4 guys in each box. I was
They're
like,
just like giving each other lap dances in the box. Also, real quick, I would like to point out, overshadowed in this game was just an awesome friggin' story. TJ Oshie was gone for a couple days because his dad passed away. Unfortunately, you hate to see that. And he comes back, his first game back, and gets a hat trick.
Yep.
It was just slightly overshadowed by the 8,000 fights.
You know what would have been awesome? If he could have come back and had that hat trick in a normal game without all the fights, because Tom Wilson got suspended 2 games or 3 games or something, and then
Yes.
nobody has any fights because all right, he's already gone.
Yep.
Then
That
this
would've
gets a
been
hat
really
trick,
cool.
and then that's the story.
And then that would have
all
been the
these
story. Yep.
all these people who came to this game because everybody was like, it's probably gonna be crazy. They're gonna see this awesome game where this guy scores a hat trick, and maybe they'll actually be. Who watching that sees all like that first period and is like, yeah, this is great. I'm gonna keep watching this.
that's a great way to get casual hockey fans to want to watch it even more. You just see guys fucking fighting each other all over the place.
Which I did see some
penalty
people.
minutes and it was like over 100 minutes in penalties.
Yeah,
And that was like the
It was
first period.
unreal.
and like if you do attract like a couple people who are like to see that and are like, fighting, this is awesome. I should watch hockey more often. Then they're going to be very disappointed in
When they
like
see no hockey.
90% of the games because fighting's essentially gone at this point.
It's
like,
pretty, it's not really
It's
there.
come back a bit this year just because of the way the divisions are.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing everybody way too much, and that'll happen. But like, I fully expect to next year, it's just gonna probably go back to normal-ish, unless Tom Wilson just keeps pushing this line that the league has in all kinds of directions. Like, that's the other thing with all this is like, okay, what is a suspension then?
All right, so
Because
that's the question, dude. So here's the thing, right? So if Panarin is defending his teammate, but
Mhm.
Tom Wilson is defending himself, there has to be a line to defending yourself. There has to. And that's the thing.
what is Panarin gonna do? What is Artemi Panarin gonna do to Tom Wilson?
Well, this is my thought on the matter. Is in a situation like that, the responsibility falls to the bigger, meaner, tougher player to hold himself back. And I think what we saw was Tom Wilson not being able to do that.
Because he's never been able to do.
So that's different. He's just an a-hole out on the ice. Not being able to hold back your anger is something different. I have dealt with anger management problems, and I will say it's difficult. But here's the thing. When I was unable to handle or to deal with that stuff, I was quite a bit younger. I'm still fairly young. I don't get that angry anymore, though. Tom Wilson is what?
27, 28, probably somewhere around there.
He's old enough to not act like a baby.
In a game, weren't they winning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course they were.
Like, what
It's
the?
Washington. Like, all he had to do was get up and push Panarin away, and it's done.
Yeah, because the Panarin's not going to do anything to you. You're fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like, literally
You're
just
so
be
much
like,
bigger than
fuck
him.
off. And then if you even if you guys start to get in like a little scuffle, that the refs would probably just come in and be like, all right. But like, the refs aren't going to like jump into the middle of you flinging a guy to like, I don't blame them.
I'm
Like,
surprised there were no cuts in that whole situation with how the skates were flying everywhere. Like, I don't understand. I just.
Do you know what player I thought of? So regardless of the hits, so obviously, all right. If you look at Wilson's history, most of his suspensions are hits, right?
think
Not
they're
like
just big
scrums
hits,
or just big hits. So obviously that's a whole nother story, hitting in the NHL, obviously.
Let me
But
see. Actually, I
Dustin
want to see a
Byfuglien.
suspension timeline.
Dustin Byfuglien was a guy very questionable with some of his hits. He's a huge guy. He's 6'9".
giant. Oh
But
my.
when you look at Dustin Byfuglien in scrums, what was he known for? Because he's so big, it'd be the funniest thing. He'd like pull.
He would just hold guys and just be
hold
like,
guys. But
"All right,
but yeah,
we're done."
But like,
You just
like,
turn into
exactly.
drinking buddies.
No, but like that's what a scrum is. Like Dustin Byfuglien could destroy
He
any
could have
player in the
thrown
NHL.
so
but,
many people.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Yeah, because
He
held
just
himself back.
pulled people. out of
Probably because
like,
he's either more mentally stable or much
No,
more
no, well-
mature than Tom Wilson.
I would
Yes,
say
but
that,
also that's protecting your teammates. He's dragging people away from your teammates. That's what I'm like. There's a
Yeah.
line like protecting your goalie, dude. Wilson, your goalie is skating away from the scrum right
Yeah.
now with the puck, just juggling it because he's totally fine. I know, like when someone spears your goalie as a defenseman, you're like, oh, don't like do that. But like I don't know, break the guy's stick and say like "f you" or something, and then it's over and
Suck
done
my
with.
balls,
don't like he keeps going. That's what I mean. Like the refs need to. Someone needs to step in. The Department of Player Safety needs to establish a line. And same thing with Buchnevich. He would not have a 1-game suspension if when this is a game where all these fights already happen.
Seriously.
Right? The refs see Mantha trying to start something. Why would you let him start that? Just say,
Well, then-
guys, look at this night.
I bet
In the box.
I bet Washington had just gotten a bunch of penalties. They didn't want to give the Rangers another power play.
Oh shit! Oh, we're
He
back to that.
immediately
No.
dropped his gloves. Though. When Buchnevich turned around, Mantha dropped his gloves and was ready to fight with him. And then he gets cross-checked into it. But
he
like,
didn't drop his glove. Wait, no. He didn't drop his gloves. He was bringing his hands up to push Buchnevich in the chest, which I think is what brought Buchnevich's stick up to his face.
Yeah.
So it was there's the officiating has gone down the shitter.
Yeah.
Or we're just noticing it more this year.
I think part of it probably has to do with the fact is with this hella compressed schedule they're doing. I remember reading early in the season that they would be using just like every ref they knew to try to get this season to happen. Like they were going to be probably using some AHL ref stuff like that, where it was just going to be guys because we're going to need guys in so many cities and so many nights. And and that's probably part of it, but also a lot of it is just the way that NHL refs police games.
Yeah,
is just the wildest thing. Like it's
and that's a whole
unknown that refs suck. We've talked about poor refereeing in the NHL for a while now. I remember having this conversation at least a couple times now.
We have,
Maybe not on this podcast, but just us personally.
Yeah,
we've talked about it.
Yep.
Fun little tidbit with Tom Wilson. You're right. Most of all of his previous suspensions have been for hits.
Let's hear what he did.
There's this. I'm not going to go through all of them because they pretty much are all just like blindside hits or whatever. But I just found this one little highlight or low light. In the 2017 preseason, this man sat out 2 exhibition games, the NHL equivalent for a slap on the wrist, the article says, for a September 22nd hit on the Blues' Robert Thomas. It was just a blindside hit. 8 days later, in the same preseason, he gets suspended again for another hit.
Bro.
Against the Blues again.
It's
just that's him.
It's in the preseason.
He doesn't care. And the NHL has done nothing but show him that he doesn't have to care.
Yeah. They've done nothing. They've done nothing to show him that he needs to stop what he's doing. So he's going to keep
who
doing
makes that decision? Is it the PA or is it the NHL? Because the
Department of Player Safety. Players. The NHLPA doesn't have any effect
George
on punishment.
Frickin' Peros.
Well, there's guys there's
players. But in this situation, you're dealing with protecting a player that is doing the hitting and also those who get hit, right?
So
there's got to be a division there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's. There's the problem. God, you know what? There is no single problem.
No. There's a lot. It's the NHL. There's lots of problems.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna finish this up because we've been talking about this for probably about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I will finish it up with some sweet justice. In yesterday's game with Washington and Philly, Wilson actually initiated a knee-on-knee hit, and he is now going to be out for a little bit. So he got hurt.
Did they release?
You
mean he got hit?
So it was basically like
you're
two guys were coming across the ice, right?
They were
and they clipped each other in the knee.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an intentional play at all. I think it was just one of those like circuit. I don't know. That was weird. I don't think Wilson did the hitting on that. He got hit, and I think the guy on the Flyers did it on purpose.
It could have been. Could have been.
If you watch that, it's hard to think that it's not, but also like who knows? You'll never know. I don't think anybody would want to have their knee clipped like that because who knows how long you could be out. It could be bad, right? Yeah. And it didn't look like a good hit, regardless on both sides. Both guys. The guy on the Flyers came off the ice like limping his way too.
Yeah.
Wilson needed to get carried off the ice by he didn't get carried off, but like he had two guys under his arms. So,
so maybe he didn't initiate it.
I'm looking forward to hearing or talking about the story of whoever he blindsides in the second round.
Yes,
pencil it in, boys.
Yep. Watch out, Isles.
Yeah.
Are they playing? Are they playing in the first round?
Or they might be first round.
Oh, actually, you know what? We can go over that. We can go over that later. Couple minutes probably. All right. So Tortorella is out, which we all knew was happening. His contract's up, and they did extremely poorly this season.
And in a city where you can't keep players, you're gonna have this guy turn the superstar like sniper forward into a grinding power forward.
Yep.
And possibly make him leave. And again, you can't I don't know. They can't lose another player, basically. They can't lose a star again. And I think that's why you ended up seeing this. Because there's no way Patrick Laine stays in Columbus with John Tortorella.
And it's not like the coach it's not like the coach brought out any really good team performance either. They're bottom of the freaking Central.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, yeah, with this structure, we're going to be like
it's done.
It's almost like they could have used some more goals. And with a goal scorer, you might put him in a position to score them.
Get him off the fourth fucking line.
Now he's got to learn to grind it out, Nick. He's got to learn to grind it out. He's got to learn to grind it out before he earns some goals.
Where he earns the right to shoot the puck.
I'm not saying that I understand that. You're not like off point. If you have a good player who is not playing good and you want to teach him like, hey, work a little bit harder. Yeah, you demote him down the lineup a little bit, but like you don't keep him there, move him back up.
You also don't like fully try to change the style of play.
Like, Senators, I know this is a completely different story, but basically DJ Smith did it with Bobby Ryan when he got brought in there in Ottawa. And obviously we know Bobby Ryan's like last 5 years when he played with the Senators were not good.
Pretty bad, yeah.
But he basically said, you are not playing. I remember reading, it was a while ago, but I remember reading like DJ Smith is putting him in the fourth line to grind. He is not performing at the level. Then they would go and healthy scratch him. The most expensive guy in their fucking organization, scratch him. Like you don't hear of teams doing that, but they did it to him. So like, I get it when you don't have a player that's performing, but you have fucking Patrick Laine who's proven himself for like what 4 years now in Winnipeg. 3 years.
He had one off year, I think, but yeah.
I just still find it funny. He did the one game he played with Winnipeg this year. He scored 2 goals.
Yeah. So that's Tortorella's out. We all thought that.
He'll get a job somewhere.
Yeah, I think so.
That's how it works.
I think so.
There's a carousel. He'll go somewhere.
Anaheim. And then was it Tocchet? Rick Tocchet?
Yeah, I saw that today. He got fired. I did not realize he had already been there for 4 years.
He got fired.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really have anything else to say.
I've never moving in Arizona, boys.
That wouldn't shock me.
Could be.
It really wouldn't shock me.
You heard it here first.
You heard it out of Nick's mouth.
Because he's just of the coaches that are going to be on the market, he's going to be the one that's probably like the most like he'll get a job, but like he's not going to be as solid of getting a job as like a Claude Julien or Gerard Gallant or somebody like that. If anybody's going to go to the Coyotes, yeah, it actually might make sense that it's Tortorella, because like he's just like, hey, if a team's going to hire me, yeah, why not? Whatever. And also with the Coyotes, who's going to go to Arizona? Like, it's going to have to be somebody that just needs a job.
But the other thing is Torch doesn't need a job. He's got friggin' money out of his ass.
Well, there's that, but he strikes me as a guy who actually like wants to
keep going. Oh yeah, I agree. But yeah, so there's that, and then there's a couple key stats that Nick shoved into the thing that I'll reveal.
I just thought there were some like good like
they're nice milestones
stats for some of these guys.
Yeah. So Phil Kessel gets his 900th point. He's actually sitting at 904 currently. That's a friggin' lot. In case you're wondering, he's moved into 13th spot for U.S. born players.
Wow. It's funny because that guy, like, he's been bounced around on a handful of teams in the last few years, right?
Yeah.
And like
he's from Pittsburgh to Arizona.
He just keeps playing, and he's still like,
he's still got a shot.
It's crazy because like he is getting older, obviously, and he's still like, he's kind of like Yager. He's just out there and he plays good. He doesn't have like monster stats, but he's just going for it, and he's still.
Interestingly enough, when I was looking this up, I saw it. Do you want to know who's actually older than Phil Kessel? And I had no idea. Blake Wheeler.
Who? Oh,
he's a year older.
Huh.
Interesting.
Who also did not have a great year this year.
No, he did not. And yet somehow Winnipeg is still in the playoffs.
It's on the Canadian division is Toronto and Edmonton, and then everybody's seeing who sucks the least.
It's turned into
Looks like your boys got that fourth spot. The Senators are on their tail, but they
don't know. They're trying hard to lose it. They really are.
So
I don't think it's possible.
It's pretty much in the bag. At
so
this point.
before we get to that, gentlemen, Pasternak hit 200 goals. Booyah.
Cool.
200 of probably a lot.
Don't score goals against the Islanders if you play them.
A lot to come,
Screw you. Anyway,
I don't think he's going to listen to you.
Yeah, he's not.
But these next two are the big ones.
All right, let's start with the less big one. So I'm talking, of course, about Matthews hitting 40 goals.
Which, before we dig into this, let's just think this. Matthews scores 40 goals in one season. David Pasternak has 200 goals in his career so far. That's I will say a quarter of his goals. Right?
To rebut that, I will say David Pasternak has not played against this year's Montreal Canadiens 10 games.
That is true.
Auston Matthews has eaten alive the Montreal Canadiens this year. Like, it's,
I mean,
the Senators who have had a nice roulette of goalies all year long, too.
Yeah. I think he's lit up the Sens. He's lit up a lot of teams.
Anyway,
he's had a very good year.
Yeah. I was just going to mention that for the viewers at home and you guys, if you didn't do the math, transferred to an 82-game season, he's on a 65.6 goal pace.
Wouldn't that be probably the most since that Stammer crazy season? Didn't he have 62 or something?
He had 60.
He had 60.
I believe Ovechkin had 65. But
that was
before. It was before 2010. It was before 2010.
Yeah, I think that was 2005.
He came in 2004.
I think
was it his sophomore year? That's freaking insane.
He was early.
But yeah, he had 65. But it's a lot. He was scoring at an otherworldly pace.
It was 65 in 07-08, so it was a little further into his career. It was his third season.
Freaking hell, dude.
Yeah. Holy fuck. That's insane.
He's nuts. But yeah, so Matthews, he's got the Rocket Richard, obviously.
Yeah, he's got that on lock.
He's got the next player, who is the next player that we'll talk about. He's above them by 8 goals.
Interesting.
And that player is Connor Video Game Cheat Code McDavid.
Like, what the fuck?
He is playing like it's be a pro in NHL mode.
Yeah.
He has
no
100
shits.
points in 53 games.
I thought he go over 100 or did he just
did
hit
not. He hit 100, and he is the
he's a-
9th player in NHL history to do that. 9.
In a shortened season.
But it's 53 games no matter what.
Oh, is that like the
That was the
benchmark somebody made up?
that was the barometer, yeah. Well, that was the mark that he hit, so.
Yeah.
Did you do the math on if he had a full season, how many he would end up with?
I didn't. Would you like me to?
No, I was just wondering.
Let me
I
see.
mean, I'm kind of curious.
Let me see what the pace is. Let me pull up my calculator.
While you're thinking of this, Ben.
Yes, I'm going to do this in my mind.
I know. Ben, so I've talked to Nick Capola a little bit about the Canadian division a couple times at work now. And he
like?
He likes the Bruins. So I think he's valid when he says this. I've argued him a little bit just because I'm biased and I like Canadian teams a little bit more. But like the Canadian team, I think, or the Canadian division, I think is by far probably the easiest division right now out of all of them because they've got 3 basement teams that are playing like shit. Well, kind of 4.
They've got like 5, dude.
But he also doesn't think that whatever Canadian team makes it out isn't going to make it past the first round. And I'm like, that's bold.
Past the quarterfinals?
Past that next round. I was like, that's a bold statement.
You have to make it.
Probably you're right. If it's Toronto, I don't know about that one.
We'll have
Toronto's
to wait and see.
got a wrecking crew.
They haven't done anything in the playoffs. We'll
They're going to be stopped by the Canadians. Yeah. Playoffs.
I just think the
Is
other
that believable?
I think the other 3 divisions probably definitely. That's good.
Oh, they're way stronger.
Are stronger.
They are.
But
anyway.
I mean, yes, but the Honda West with Arizona, San Jose, LA.
Okay, Honda West is pretty bad, but just video game time. I'm gonna round it. 155 point pace in an 82 game season. What?
It's dumb.
What's the record?
It's Gretzky. It's like
193, I thought.
Gretzky's gotten over 200.
Yeah, he's gotten 200.
He has.
Yeah. But that mythical season from Kucherov 2 years ago, that's math 23. That's 23, maybe 33 points more. Wait, that is not right at all.
23. McDavid would have 23 more, or Kuch had 23 more.
No, he McDavid. That's on pace for 23 more than Kuch had in that 1 year, like 20 something, 30 something. I can't.
Yeah, but nobody really since Gretzky has pulled these big numbers, right?
No.
The Kuch 128 season was the most insane since like
probably
early 2000s,
Mario
maybe?
in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Actually, it was since Mario Lemieux. I remember, or it might have been Yager.
Yager had a couple stupid years, around the turn of the millennium.
But yeah, so McDavid is head and shoulders and belly button and penis and knees above everyone else.
I think so. What he's doing is definitely helping hockey too, because you're starting to get like people are talking about McDavid now like he's Jesus, right? Like we do because we're hockey fans. But like these non-hockey fans are like, so who's this Connor McDavid guy that everybody's talking about? This guy, like,
it's because he does things that like a person who doesn't watch hockey can see and know. Even if they don't watch hockey, they'll still know that holy shit, that was crazy. He does things of that level.
He does things, and people are like, "Why is the other team not trying?"
No, it's like no, they very are. He's just a cheat. He's a cheat code. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, speaking of the non-hockey fans, so again, I know this is a small thing, but a point in the NHL is either a goal or an assist. So 53 games, Connor McDavid has reached 100 points. So just to put that in perspective.
What is the split there? Does anybody have that?
32 goals, 68 assists. Of course I've got it.
Wow, there you go.
Numbers guy, Mike. Look at this.
I'm the stats guy. Yeah.
So
68 assists.
It's
in 53
Draisaitl
games.
too. Like Draisaitl, I don't know what his
Draisaitl's
stats are.
probably
I can
pretty
look him up.
stupid as well. I didn't even
I can
bother.
look
to
it up.
look.
32 goals. 32 goals in a 56 game season is already stupid. They're not stupid, but it's already pretty fucking good.
Pretty. It's
Draisaitl's
got to be
got-
close to 50 point or 50 goal pace
Yeah,
for 82.
and that's just before any of his assists.
Draisaitl's got 30 goals, 49 assists.
Freaking
Who-
A. So he's at what 8/89?
Who? Yeah, I mean,
Freaking
he's
A.
also having another
also
killer year
close.
like he always does.
Remember when everybody thought the Draisaitl contract was going to be terrible?
I didn't pay attention.
There
back
was
then.
it was because he didn't actually have that great of a first couple 2 years.
Yeah.
And they signed him to 8.5, I think, for
frickin'
like
A.
forever and ever. Amen.
That is a lot.
And everybody was like, "Holy shit, no!" And then
Well,
look
here
at
you
this.
go. Here he is. Yeah, that's
It's funny because
That's
he
freaking
gets so overshadowed by McDavid too, and like he's got like almost 90 points, and nobody's talking about him. Everybody's talking about
That's 'cause you-
Matthews and David,
'cause
which
you got
rightfully
McDavid
so.
over there.
But like he's the probably
He's top 5 in the league.
third best player in the league
I still
right
don't
now
know
this
how
year anyway.
they haven't surrounded those two guys with more. Like
They
Pete really left them in a really, really bad spot.
give him a back end at least. Goddamn.
But yeah, it's something.
Actually, we've sort of seen what they can do with a good goalie. Mike Smith with his resurgence.
Yeah.
I never know when that's gonna stop.
It's
with
never
him,
going to be
though.
stopping.
Like,
He's going to be 60 doing what
it
he's doing.
regularly goes very up and down.
Actually, real quick, I want to bring this in. Pop quiz. If you took away all of Gretzky's goals, who would be the points leader in the NHL?
It's still Gretzky.
Yep.
For all the assists.
Yep.
He has more assists than anybody
Than
else has points.
He's
What?
I think there's no possible way he'll ever lose the points record. I think his
Absolutely
goals
not.
record is attainable, but he's never gonna.
Probably
He's never gonna.
points and assists, probably not.
No.
That's freaking insane.
Although I don't know, depending on how
How many
long
points does he
Connor
have?
McDavid plays,
That's
assists maybe.
That's true.
I was gonna say if McDavid has how many
Actually, yeah, where is he
years
at right
does
now?
you have with
Are we doing
greater
math?
than 100 points, right? If McDavid can go after 100 points for the next, I don't know, how old is he? 24? I don't know. The
He can
next
get another
12
16
years.
years. Played at least 40.
Until 40. I don't know though. That's like when you think about it, like how many years did Gretzky go in the 200s? It had to be 3.
Connor McDavid's already at 569 points in 404 games.
Freaking A.
Wait, so he
That's so dumb,
played
dude.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons divided by. So he's averaged probably about 80 points a season.
Freaking A.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
But he also the shitty thing is his rookie year he got that fucking broke something up in
Collarbone.
here.
Collarbone. Yeah.
He only played 45 games in his rookie year. That was the year Artemi Panarin won the won the Calder as like a 24-year-old or
Yeah.
25-year-old. Purely because Connor McDavid didn't get a whole season.
Yeah.
But
All right.
he's gone. He's because aside from that year where he had 48 points, he's had 100, 108, 116, 97, and now 100 again.
In a short
Man, in a shortened season, yeah.
which makes it even more impressive because you just said his highest one was 108.
The highest one was 108 in 82 games.
Could
Yeah.
that be? Could that be? He had 116.
Oh yeah, sorry, 116 in 78. Pardon.
Could that be just because? Sorry, I probably was really quiet. Could that be just because he is playing only Canadian teams? Does that help?
I don't know all the underlying stats, but I have watched a lot of Canadian division games this year. and there's not a lot of defense going on.
I think that helps.
There's not a ton of defense going on, and there's not a lot of goalies playing all that well other than Connor Hellebuck, but even he kind of fell off.
He did a little bit. Mike Smith.
Yeah, but exactly. Nobody's playing defense. Nobody is playing defense. The Senators give up typically like 4 goals a game. It's unreal. And I know throughout fantasy, I had Demko on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Demko had some of the highest points, like
even though a lot of them were losses
in the league
like 40
for goalies, right? And like it's unreal because he's got to stop so many shots. He's stopping 50 fucking shots a night.
Yeah, that's too many shots to give up.
Yeah.
But every Canadian team is like,
yeah,
look at the goal. I don't know if anybody has it up, but the goal differential for those lower 4 teams in the 8th division, the Senators by far beat them all, but like they're like at least negative. Like a lot of them are like 12 to 18.
Have jumped back up to even for like 2 days there and then lost 3 games.
Vancouver's goal differential is -31. Calgary's -16. Ottawa's -29. Montreal's -7. And the rest.
When did Ottawa get into 5th?
Ottawa's in 5th because Calgary hasn't played a game in a while.
Ottawa has lost or has only won 2 fewer games than the Habs this year.
They're playing Calgary right now, and the Senators are down 1-0.
Dang.
Yeah.
By the end of this, Ben, Ottawa could have the same amount of wins.
Oh, very easily.
Ottawa's got 2 games left. They got tonight.
They each have 2 games. Tonight
Yeah.
they each have 2 games left. So if Ottawa somehow wins the both and Montreal loses, they're gonna have the same
shout out here.
wins.
Timmy Boy scores a hattie last night.
Stutzla?
Yep.
Friggin' right. First hattie.
So then they interviewed Connor Brown
props.
after the game, and they asked him basically, "How'd you feel about that?" He's like, "He beat me to first career hat trick." Connor Brown's been in the league for a handful of years, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's funny. All right.
Yeah.
No, go for it.
I know it's not gonna be him, but I was talking to Brian at work, and he's like, because the whatever the rookie of the year award is, I don't remember what
Calder.
He's like, because he's asked me a couple times if the guy from Dallas is going to win it, but he's like, who's
Jason Robertson? Jason Robertson.
Sounds
he's
like it's probably going to
from Ottawa. I was like, it's not Stützle. I know he hasn't. He's been playing good, but he hasn't been up there. I was like, Josh Norris. It's like, yeah, they're both playing great this season. It's hopefully they keep it up.
I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
I still think my take on Jason Robertson, he's going to get it.
I don't think he
Kirill
will.
Kaprizov might have something to say.
I don't think he will, but that's a strong. He had a strong season for sure. Very strong season.
Anyway, let's move on.
The highly anticipated segment where we see how wrong we were at the beginning of the season.
I feel like there's got to be some doozies in here.
Let us see. There are some rough ones, and Ben, I am gonna be calling you out, buddy.
Oh boy. I know my Canadian division is.
Your Canadian division is ridiculous.
It's very wrong.
And you
Guys.
all.
Sorry, Mike. Continue.
No. Go.
So, all right. Here's the thing: if we call each other out, we gotta let the other person just kind of explain what happened with that team, or honestly, I thought this was gonna happen. This happened instead. All right. So
I'm gonna have no justifications. I was just hosting the whole time.
No, not a justification. More so like, oh wow, yeah, I did not expect this.
Hey, I just want to give a disclaimer to our viewers here. You could be in for a long episode if we do it like that.
Oh yeah,
we could be. We could be.
You're right.
We gotta talk about it a little bit.
A little bit for sure. Yeah. All right, we're gonna start in the East. So right now, all right. Let me pull this up real quick.
The current lineup is Pittsburgh, Washington, Boston, Islanders.
Okay,
all
so
locked
there it
in the
is.
top 4.
Okay, so now me and Ben each did our 4. And then Eric and Nick, when we did this, only did a couple each. You just did like the winners. You picked the winners.
Oh, okay.
So Eric, you had Islanders and Washington were your 2 that you picked. So.
Oh, okay.
Your 2 are correct. Your 2 are correct.
Sweet.
Yeah, your 2 are in. Ben, you had Washington, Boston, Isles, and Philly.
Damn.
Only missed
So
out on
close.
one.
Yeah.
Only
So
missed out
close.
on one, and it was the one that we all missed out on. Who
Yeah.
ended up winning? Pittsburgh. Nick, you had Rangers Islanders, so you were half correct.
Oh, yeah, I was
goddamn.
really down on
I took
Pittsburgh.
a bold guess with the Rangers there. I thought they were going to be better. They
They-
did get better.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
too bad
They
couldn't
were
have got
right-
going.
they were right there. I was with you. I had Washington, Philly, Rangers, and Islanders, so I was also half right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really thought the Rangers were going to do more. I really thought, oh goodness, I really thought Philly was going to be better than they were. But I think
Yeah.
I was banking on, and I said it in the video. I was like, Philly has Kata Hat.
And then Carter Hart.
I think they wanted him.
It's like,
Hard.
shit.
Don't think they wanted him in halfway through the season.
They might be shopping for a new goalie next year.
No, I don't think his
What?
career is
Jesus
unsettled.
they're
Christ,
all
he's like
offensive core.
23.
He'll be
They're
fine.
offensive
Goalies.
core. Who is it? Jacob Voracek? He plays for them, right?
Yeah.
He didn't have a good season at all. And in
He's
years
old.
past,
Is he
he's
old,
played-
eh? I
he's
thought he
played
was
pretty
old.
Yeah,
good.
he's been around a bit.
Yeah,
But they're like they've got an old team. If you think
That's
about
true.
it, like
That is true.
Gostisbehere's old,
Claude.
Giroux's old, Voracek's getting older. Like their core guys are
They're
mid-30s.
a little up there. Yeah. So that was the East. Let's move on. Yeah, it took
save
me.
the Canadian for last.
You want me to do Canadian last? Okay.
Yeah.
Save the best for last. All right, let's go to the West. All right, so Eric, you had Colorado, Vegas. Bang on. We all had Colorado, Vegas for the top.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Benny, you had Blues, and then you said San Jose or Minnesota. You never specified.
So I have like a.
So you're like sort of
I had
sort of
like
right.
3 7 quarters or
Yeah.
3 quarters,
You were
3
like-
3/4.
Yeah. You were like you were 3.5. And then I had St. Louis, and then I had San Jose because I was just I really wanted Carlson to come back and own, and I
He did
wanted Marlowe to get a cup, but I was wrong.
I don't
That
think
was one of those other divisions. I only picked the top two, wasn't it?
All of them you only picked the top 2 except for the Canadians.
Boy, I'm dumb. I should have made it fun. Sorry
Yeah, I
about
was wondering what was going on because I was like, I thought I specified this.
Well, I think I kind of remember. I didn't really do a lot of research into any of these teams, so I was just
Yeah.
like shoot from the hip on teams
Yeah.
that I kind of personally have some vested interest in. But
Yeah. And then I had San Jose. So that was the West. So how did we do on the West? Let me look. Ben did really well. And then I did okay.
I mean, it's pretty clear. Like we knew the top two in the West.
The
all of
top
us
2
knew.
were basically guaranteed.
and that is
Yeah.
100% what happened. It's just the Minnesota slip in there, and who was the other one?
Well, St. Louis is in. Arizona was close for a little bit there.
Going to be interesting to see if Colorado could maybe try to make a push to grab that first spot, because
They could.
with
But look
how
who's
those
right
teams
behind
have
them.
been playing, I would say you'd rather have a matchup against St. Louis than Minnesota.
Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And 2 and 3 are playing each other. So if
Yeah.
Colorado wants to get out of that situation, they just got to win a few games. They got a game in hand, but it'll be interesting to see how that race ends up.
They
But
sent.
yeah, I don't think anybody's surprised by Vegas,
I think
Colorado.
that's the only division that doesn't have the number 1 seed locked right now.
You are correct.
'Cause I know that.
Yep,
Yeah, I
you
was
are
gonna say because Toronto locked that one last night in the Canadian.
Yep. Yeah. That's yep. That'll be if Colorado and Vegas can meet in the playoffs. Ooh, doggy. That'll be one to watch.
I'm not gonna lie, it would kind of suck if Minnesota. I mean, no, it wouldn't, because I would love to see Minnesota do something. But if Minnesota knocks out one of Vegas and Colorado, and then we don't get a Vegas
Any of
Colorado,
them, I hope it's Vegas because I like Colorado.
I'd rather see Colorado. I'd rather see Colorado win, to be honest.
yeah,
Nothing against
But
the
Vegas would be
Knights.
good
Knights are
too.
It's just like I like Colorado more.
I
Yeah.
don't dislike any of the teams in the West.
I don't have that many feelings about Western teams.
They haven't
like,
played my team enough.
Yeah, I'm starting to have some feelings about the Western Canadian teams, but
Oh yeah, I hate them.
I'm so very glad we only will have 2 games against the Calgary Flames next year because Daryl Sutter's brand of hockey.
Is it anti-Canadian?
Calgary
No,
Flames
it's
are probably
just-
happy that they don't have to deal with the Canadian division teams next year either. 'Cause they
Yeah,
got their shit
seriously.
back by a lot of them.
Yeah.
Daryl Sutter is score 1 goal, maybe 2 if you're feeling frisky, and then shutting everything down at the blue line, boys.
Sounds like Johnny T.
That is why this team had 2 cups. 3 seasons.
God damn it.
Yep.
All right, the Central. My vested interest in the Central is, or that's where my interest.
Did
is
we both
vested.
have Nashville, Mike? Because I think our picks ended
I
up
did.
being coming back around to right. Or no, I didn't. I had
we-
Columbus, didn't I?
So here's how they stacked up.
Oh, no.
Eric actually had 3 on this one. He listed Tampa, Dallas, and Carolina. Almost, buddy.
Who would have thought Dallas?
Ben. Well, we'll get to that.
Dallas in there,
We'll
didn't
get
I?
to that. Ben, Tampa, Dallas, Carolina, and here's the funny thing: is you had Nashville, and then after you, we ended you, and I went on, and I said Columbus, and you were like, you know what? I'm gonna change my answer from Nashville to Columbus.
Damn it.
And I was
Okay.
while watching it, I friggin' busted out laughing.
Well, shit.
So you got
Wow.
2 of
and they
the
have
2 of the 4.
fallen.
They're
Columbus.
yeah, dude.
They're tied with. They finished tied with the fucking Red Wings, man.
Yeah, it's not good. Nick,
Oh.
Nick.
That's why Torts lost his job.
Yep. Nick only listed 2, and he listed the 2 cup finalists, so he was still half right, only listing 2. And I listed Tampa, Nashville, Carolina, and then Columbus. So I won the Central, which that's my.
He had some misplaced
Dark
faith.
horse there
in
is the
Columbus.
Panthers that nobody thought
Yeah.
anything was going to happen with.
Nobody
because,
thought
like-
the Panthers because it's the freaking Panthers.
And their showing in that series against the Islanders was so bad. Oh,
Yep.
man, it was bad.
Yep.
So here's what I'll say, gentlemen. I watched the Panthers Lightning game. It's going to be them in the first round.
Yeah.
If you're going to tune in to a series that's not your own teams,
That's
tune
my
into
It's
that one.
not there.
It
That
sounds
is
like it's
going
gonna
to be
a fun
bad.
one.
That is going to be bad.
I mean, it's going to be fun for us on the outside. It's
Oh,
gonna
it'll be
suck
fun for you guys, but it's going to be rough. And I honestly, the way that they've been playing, the way that Florida's been playing, and the way that Tampa's been playing, they've been missing some guys for sure. But
So who-
it's going to be close.
So Nashville ended up getting that last spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Hurricane have to,
Hurricanes
Carolina.
in Nashville. So that should be a slaughter, but you never know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
playoffs.
UC Soros, man. UC
Yeah, I was
Soros.
gonna
You
say,
very
is-
well
it
could.
depends on how Saros plays.
NHL playoffs are weird.
They are.
He's been playing good. They had to play him I think last night because of the Dallas win, because they didn't clinch that spot.
Oh,
I
they
don't
wanted to
think.
clinch it. Yeah, so they played their starter. Yeah.
But yeah. While we're talking about that, I still am baffled with Dallas. Right? I thought that they were the biggest issue with Dallas's team this year was the fact that they had so many injuries.
They
Yeah.
just had Sagan out and Bishop. Yeah.
They didn't get Sagan back until like 2 weeks ago.
It wasn't even that,
And-
dude. It was like 2 games ago.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was not long ago.
They basically made Jordy Ben carry the friggin' team.
Jamie.
Or, sorry,
Which Jamie Benn isn't really.
Jordy Ben.
Jamie Ben could have done that 4 years ago,
Yeah.
but not anymore.
Yeah. It is unfortunate.
But who knows? We'll see what happens with them next year. I obviously everybody's a year older, but they'll have Bishop back.
Hopefully.
You would think, unless they don't protect him and he gets picked by the
Oh,
Kraken.
imagine that. That could be cool. Big Benny
But-
Bish over in Seattle. All right, gentlemen. Let's move on to probably the most anticipated, since we've got you all loved the Canadian division because everybody except Eric had 4 teams. Eric only had 3. So Eric had Edmonton, Canadians, and Toronto. So
Okay.
he went 100% on his 3.
Yeah, I mean, Habs
Maybe.
technically are clinched, but I don't
Maybe.
see it. I don't see it happening. I
I
think
don't see them
Vancouver
dropping
literally
that.
just has to lose a game.
Yeah, something like that.
That's the reason. I wondered today why they hadn't clinched.
Because they've got
And I'm
so many more
looking
games.
through it, I'm like, the Canadians have, like, the Senators have 2 games left. The Canadians have, I think they had 3 games left. And then, obviously, Vancouver has their shit show going on. But
Actually, I don't know why. It must be Calgary because
It's Calgary. It's
I think
Calgary.
yeah.
Yeah.
Calgary
If
is
Calgary
beating.
wins every
Calgary
game.
is going to beat Ottawa tonight. They're up 3-0 right now. So
if well, also if Vancouver wins their next 7, they win all 7 to win out. They would be, and the Habs lose their next 2, and the Habs lose the next 2 games. They would be tied in points, but Vancouver would jump them because they would have more wins. And then with Calgary, they have 5 games left. They would have to win all of them. It would be the same thing. They would have to win all of them, and they would be tied in points, but then would jump.
So you just need both of those teams to lose.
Need them to lose a game each, preferably.
Or the Habs to win.
Or the Habs to win a game, yeah. Which...
we never know. We never know.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, Mike. I know I only picked 3 teams. My 4th team, because I remember this, I was like, I feel like Calgary could sneak in there. That's a big yikes.
Okay.
So I am very much 3 out of 4 there.
Well, to make you feel better, we all picked Calgary to make it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Benny had Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, and I think this was just for shits and gigs, but he put Ottawa in there as well.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Nick, you had Calgary, Edmonton, Toronto, Montreal, so you were close.
Didn't I? I think I thought Calgary. Did I think? For some reason, I'm thinking that I thought Calgary was gonna win that division.
You did. You listed them first. You're like, I like Calgary. I think they're gonna.
Because they should be a good team.
They should be. They really should be.
On paper, they're a good team.
Bringing Markstrom in as well.
Yeah,
they should have been a very good team.
But then games happened.
Yeah. And then I had the same teams. I had my order was Toronto, Edmonton, Calgary, Montreal. So
wow.
My order was almost friggin' spot on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna put Benny on the spot here.
Sorry, Winnipeg fans, if we threw some shade at you guys.
Yeah, sorry, boys.
Sorry, boys.
All right, what are you about to roast me for?
All right, Ben. I was watching the video.
I was being really annoying about the Leafs, wasn't I?
You were being a real son of a bitch, is what you were doing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lori. Happy Mother's Day, Lori. You are a bitch. Your son was being one. No, but I was like, I like Toronto, and Nick was saying it too. Toronto added a lot. And you were like, I'm going to go away from the popular notion that Toronto added, and I'm going to say they didn't because they did this and this and this and this and this. Toronto, what spot are they in, Ben?
They've been very good. They're in first.
Right at the top where I thought they would be.
Fucking word, Ben.
I will see them in the first round.
Yeah, they're gonna lose in the first round now, probably.
That'd be so funny. Watch them play the Canadians, and the Canadians beat them in the first round.
Dude, even I would be pissed there. Come on, Toronto.
I do not see that happening.
No, I don't think so. But
playoffs are weird. I will say the one. I mean, it doesn't really mean that much because they've been playing like shit for a while, even when those guys were there. But right now they are missing. Well, for last night's game in particular, they were missing Phil Deneau, Byron, Weber, Carey, Drouin, somebody else too. Tatar was out for a while.
Gallagher's still out, eh?
Gallagher is the biggest part of it is still out. They're low on troops for sure, but they've also just been playing like shit.
A lot of those people that you listed weren't doing anything anyway, were they? Like Drouin and Price?
Yeah, Carey was. I that's the other thing. We honestly might see a Jake Allen starter in the first round.
I think if you don't, I think that your coaching staff is freaking nuts. Although Price can be a playoff maniac. So
the thing is, he still he was concussed. The most he's done has skated on the ice in just like a player tracksuit with a helmet, and that's it. So that doesn't strike me as very close.
It was a concussion.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I think he's had a few of those in the past.
Oh no.
So even if he, I don't think he's going to be ready because playoffs are in like a week, right?
14th? No. I think it starts on the 15th, this Saturday. I think it starts on this Saturday.
Start that fucking soon. There's late Canadian. The Canadian division might not because I know Vancouver's playing really late.
Well, I think I think we'll have to wait. I think if
I got to wrap up Vancouver's games first.
Well,
you?
Yeah. Not if they lose.
Like if they lose a game, then there's no playoff implications. Spot, they would probably start the playoffs.
Yeah, if all the teams get clinched, they'll start.
Yeah, it's going to be weird to see in that whole situation, but yeah.
So when do we make our? So next week,
I'm going to send you all a nice bracket that we will fill out, and then
midweek probably.
What? Midweek.
Because will playoffs start? But yeah, they'll probably start before our next episode.
Well, they start on Saturday, so we could record on Saturday if you guys want, but we could discuss that later.
I'm gonna be golfing Saturday.
We can discuss that later. Golf, you say?
Golf, I say. I actually have some golf stuff to talk about for once.
Yeah. Before we get to golf, actually, real quick, everybody in the comments, what did you think about our picks? How wrong were we at the beginning of the season? What would you have thought? And if you had your own picks, how did your picks stack up? And don't just say you were right on all of them, because we know that's fake news.
You're full of shit.
We don't believe you.
But yes, Ben finally is getting into some golfing. He was sick of us trashing him the last time we played.
Wasn't a good game last time we played. No.
So he's getting back out there, and he played yesterday, right?
I played 18 yesterday. My front nine was much better than my back, I will say. I had a 51 on my front nine, which was actually really good because that same course, I looked at the scorecard from when we played that course like 2 weeks ago. I shot a 67 on the front, and I shot a 51. So I took 16 strokes off, so I'll take that all day.
Nice.
Then I got, I think, a 61 on the back. That wasn't great. I started the back nine with a 3 7s and an 8, and then I couldn't really recover from there.
Can I ask a question? I know you were covering up the other score, but was that other score on the front nine like a 70?
It was not good. I was trying to
do that right.
Who was playing?
It was my sports editor at work, and he hadn't played golf in quite a long time. So it was kind of getting back into it. So I was just like, I'm just gonna.
Dude, we don't care. What are we gonna talk shit to this guy we don't know?
Yeah, no, but
he's gonna play with us next time we play up north.
Maybe,
maybe.
But so him and I are planning on Saturdays, just trying to make it a regular thing, and we're gonna go around to a couple I haven't been to before. Actually, there's Harmony Golf Course in.
Hey, that's where that tournament is.
Interesting.
14 holes.
14 holes. Yeah, I've never seen a 14-hole course.
It's odd.
That's new.
It's interesting.
Apparently, like they offer it that you can play 14 and then come back around and play the first 4 again.
Do 4 more.
So I'm excited to try that out. But yeah, I'm just trying to get back into it. The one thing I was really happy with was my irons were on fire yesterday. I lost all of my strokes in driving. I could not drive to save my life yesterday in putting.
Oh dear.
My putting.
As soon as you 3-putt a hole, then
I did that a few times.
If you 3-putt at all, like throughout a round, it just fucking blows your score up. It's unreal.
It blows.
Like you could be on the green in 2 shots, but then 3-putt it.
And then there was just a lot of like I was getting some like chips and punch shots off correct, but then a lot of them I was just messing up because like those are a lot of techniques that you just have to be playing a lot and practicing like chipping and that kind of shit a lot to be like consistently good. I was just duffing a few, but it was pretty okay. I had a par and a par 3, and I was happy with that. Like the front nine, it was a par, a bunch of bogeys, and then I think I had like 2 doubles, and that was it.
Yeah,
the front nine was really good. I was happy with that. But we shall see how this progression keeps going because I still do want to play Malone with you guys on July 3rd. But that golf course is decidedly harder than anything out in Plattsburgh. It's long.
Frickin'
Like if it's a par 4, it's 450, or it's like 400 to 450 for a par 4.
That's mean to
So
me.
second shot, 50 shot. Yeah,
I think there's a
last weekend.
Yeah, I think there's a par 5 that's like 580 yards or something like that. Like,
hopefully it's not on one of the sets of 18 that we play.
Well, I'm playing that as a par 7.
We're playing I think I want to play the East with you guys because that I think is the more fun one. Actually, I don't know. There's options.
Pick the one with the shortest holes. That's the one that's the most fun.
I can tell you, Michael and the boys, I did not touch my clubs this week. I took a break.
Really? Took a
I was
weekend
really
off?
frustrated, and I really still am about that last couple of rounds I've played. I got to get some range time in before I start dropping some.
That's
dodo
the biggest thing I need to do.
I'm so frustrated and I can't figure shit out, and I gotta get the drive fixed because I'm pissed off at the fact that I'm hitting it like 200 when last year I could hit it 300 almost, right? Or like my irons are hitting like shit, and I didn't really show it, but I was so mad after my round on Sunday. Like I wasn't like pissed off, like anger management problems mad. I was just like frustrated and like upset at how bad I've played. Yeah. So it's just like I want to take a break,
easy game
like
to
those bad habit swing techniques out of my head and just go move on.
Yeah. Range time.
It's a very easy game for that to have happen.
Yeah. I did play this weekend. I played with Danielle. Didn't go super well, I will say. Had a bunch of shots. What?
Any pars?
I had 2. I had.
See, that's enough for me to take out of a day and be like. Yeah.
No, yeah, I had some good. One of them was a chip in, and it was something I actually meant to do, and I was like, dude, I actually.
Those are always spicy.
Yeah, I had a couple pars. I hit some good shots, but my driver was freaking not good. And actually,
which one of you is the one that putts like from crazy far? Sometimes.
Sorry?
Which one of you guys is the one that kind of stretches the limits of putting a little bit sometimes, like with the edges and like the fringes?
Oh,
Nick, I do it.
I think that's Nick. Yeah. I've started to putt when I can, but it's
depends on how the cut is.
It's not. Too
I watched Joey when we played on Saturday. He putted from like 50 yards out on the fairway, and he damn near hit the flagstick. Like
putted it from 50 yards. Wow.
Really,
it was weird because like it was like a big swing and then it's like a big hop after you make contact. Like it looked like a chip. Like it was just like a huge hop when he made contact and it bounced and rolled.
Was it his putter or did he have a cheatsy chip club?
No, it was literally a putter.
Jeez.
It was weird.
That's interesting.
It's really one of those things at that point. If you have a tight cut, it's for me. It's like what I'm comfortable with. If I'm out on like a first cut and I know like, okay, I should chip this, but I'm
fairway.
I'm gonna fucking cut it because it's like it's gonna roll the same way. I just got to hit a little bit harder. I'm like, okay,
you got to be at a nice course.
I can't close chip, and we all know that.
That is true.
Yeah.
You do get the
or I'll
yips
do
over
that
the
like
chips.
7-iron bump and run.
You do like that as well, yeah.
The one thing I'm attempting once I can get some driving range time is because my irons were going so well. I am going to try to learn how to like consistently hit with my 1-iron, and I'm just gonna use that for tee shots. Because like the one time I did get a good shot off with it, I got it 225.
See, that's the thing that I've done too. Like, so my drives literally have been so bad that I'll take my 3-iron out and just tee off with that because I can hit it 200-ish. My drives aren't going any farther right now. I cannot figure it out.
Something I've been doing too, because like I found out the other day, my 3-iron I was consistently getting around like 180-ish. I don't have quite the range you do, Nick, but like I was getting it away, so I was just using irons all day. Actually, no, that's a lie. I wasn't using irons all day. I was using irons in my hybrid all day when I was doing well, and then I was doing well, and I was like,
let's pull out the D-stick.
Let's try out the driver, and then everything immediately fell apart.
Nice.
So yeah. I got to get some range
Pretty
time.
standard.
Basically.
Eric, and this
Same.
is exactly why we will not play Bethpage right now.
I am not ready to
Okay.
play Bethpage.
Okay.
Dude, I'll play.
You guys want to just like take a trip there, just look around?
Oh,
check-
absolutely.
I'm sure there's other golf courses on Long Island.
Oh my God,
Yeah, no,
there's so
there-
freaking many, dude.
There are. You know what I used to do, guy? Real quick, and it's not story time, but in the winter, when I was a kid, I loved Bethpage. I didn't like golf when I was a kid because it's hard. That's why.
It's very hard.
Yes.
But in the winter, they used to take a section by the course, and it used to be a giant hill to sled down. That was-
Yeah.
fun.
that was cool.
Yeah, because it's a public, like it's
It's
is
a
it
state
not
park.
owned by the state or something?
state
like
park.
It's,
It's
Right?
a state-owned course.
yeah.
Like if you go
That's why
I
it's cheap.
did it at the beginning of this show. You pull up Bethpage Black and you press that little website circle icon right there. It brings you straight to a New York State like Parks and Rec.
Yeah, it's a
Well, here's
They
the
have
thing.
their own website as well, but that's the first like page you get to.
Here's something I
Just got-
think you guys aren't aware of is Bethpage actually has 5 courses.
Yes, it's
Oh,
huge.
that makes
So
sense.
we don't necessarily have to play black.
Yeah, no, you guys
We-
could just do
we
yeah,
could
exactly.
play
That's
one
what
of
I
the
mean. Like,
one of the easier ones.
So we just make a vlog and we're like, we played Bethpage, and it's like whatever the
Bethpage
easiest
boys, we
one is.
conquered Bethpage. It's like the
Wait, yeah,
Kitty
no,
Par 3 course.
That's why I was confused when you guys were like, "Oh, we're not ready." I was like, "Yeah, you could just play a regular course on Bethpage."
Yeah,
Because
we
black
play
is
the easy
like
ones. The black one is like the PGA level,
because
ridiculous.
it's got
Yeah,
long,
2,000
freaking
yards more than a course we've ever played.
Yeah.
rough up to
Yeah.
my wiener. Bunkers taller than me.
Oh god.
Not the nice like fade out bunkers that you can get a shot out.
It's
Those
the
fucking
wall.
things that
Ugh.
Like
wall
pot
in front of you.
bunkers. Yeah. Yep. I have the same problem with my driver, but here's the thing: I can't hit my 3-iron straight either. I somehow
Oh.
slice my 3-iron as well, which is upsetting.
I
Oh,
found
that's
out
really
I
like-
just hook everything. I mean, I feel like you've probably noticed that too, but like
Not always.
with irons, I do a lot. I was doing it all day Saturday. Like I could,
That's good though.
well, it was to a degree where I could actually plan it out. I was doing like a slight aim to the right, and then it would just kind of curl and
Back in.
It was never like a wild one. It was just sort of like a gradual one. Like that was
Yeah,
like a nice
that's,
arc.
That's
so I
called a
could play-
draw, Ben, and it's something I wish I could do.
Something every right-handed golfer wishes they could do.
Lefties
as well.
want to draw it too, man. It's just a different direction.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about a draw. Because here's the thing: a fade has backspin, a draw has forward spin.
So you
Just
can get
because of the way
roll.
the club hits it. So if you hit a draw, it's gonna run down the fairway. If you hit a fade, it's gonna stop quicker, and it's not gonna go as far. So the fade sucks ass, and that's all I can do.
Agreed.
Okay, so do you guys want to talk about fantasy real quick? Because if you've been into the app today,
It's done.
you'll see that we're done. And I think
Oh,
that's
we're done.
I think that's because they hard coded in the original planned regular season end date, which was May 8th. So we're done. So if you go to the thing, you will see
Last place.
the spots.
No, you're not. Joey's last.
Yeah.
In last place, we've got Joey shoots 70 on 9, the island. I'm not talking shit. I'm just making a joke.
I know.
So yeah, I also think he kind of just gave up halfway through.
Yeah, I don't think he's been making lineup changes for
Yeah.
a few months now.
Yeah, because he is 1,000 points back from the next spot. So
Yeah.
he's down bad. So in 6th is Danielle, my girlfriend.
Motherfucker would not trade with me.
That's because
we
I
were in
told
a
her.
heated battle for 5th place, Nick.
Yeah, so
Well,
she
at one point she's pretty far out of it at this point, right?
far out
Yeah,
of
from
first.
Both of
Yes.
us are.
Oh, from with Ben.
Oh,
No, we were actually pretty close.
80-ish points, a little less than 80 points away
Okay,
from
fair
Ben.
enough. Never mind. Sorry, Danielle.
So yeah, so then in 5th is Ben. My God, we really made some room on you, eh?
Yeah. It was close for like all of 2 days. And then
Oh yeah, you scared. You had me
Close-ish.
scared for a little bit there.
Ish.
I was like 120 points away from Mike at one point.
He was close. He was. I think you were closer than that. He really started to catch up, and then I think right around then was when I had my 140 point night. I put it to bed.
Yep.
But yeah, so then in fourth is my mom. Sonia's nice team is what she called her team. It was just the randomly generated.
Very well named.
It was the
If
randomly
I remember
Yahoo
right, so
generated.
she was in fourth for a while, right? And then she made a run, got past you, took me out, and then
Got
was
into
sitting
second.
second. Like your dad, once your dad passed me at the beginning of the season,
He hasn't
none
really
of us could catch him.
Yeah.
And I'll once you get through this, I'll tell you what my plan was for the rest of the season. I just started doing it.
I think
too
it was
late.
the same as mine, to drop people when they have no more games left.
I was going through every morning before work, and I was like, okay, who's playing? I couldn't set goalies because you never know when those goalies are going to start until later in the day. But like basically, I got rid of half my team at that point. Like the guys who I had held on all year long, like Lindholm and some of my defensemen, and I dumped a couple goalies out too. I was like, okay, they're done. Like if I can get these other players in and get points on nights where I wouldn't get very much,
you could have like a full lineup every night.
Yeah, I tried to put a full lineup in every night.
Yeah.
Except for last night when fucking Washington fucked me and kept out Backstrom and Carlson. I was like,
oh, did they?
Come on!
Get boned. Yeah, so in third is me and my bastards. We made it to third. Still 345 points behind first place. Our
close to 100 behind, or a little 100 or so behind.
120-ish behind you. So then it was Nick in second. Nick got the silver. Congratulations, Nicholas. And then he was 224 points behind my dad. So my dad friggin' ran away with it. Wasn't even really close.
I've looked at his team so many times, and I'm like, man, how the fuck is this team doing this?
Doesn't he have McDavid?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's part of it.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
But I have Draisaitl.
You do have Draisaitl.
yeah.
That's true. Well, let's see. Let's take a look.
And let me just say this too. Okay, so your dad made 5 moves throughout the year.
What the frig?
I made 46.
Oh.
Mike made 31, and Ben made 51. So Mike's dad basically never changed his team.
He made like basically no
same
moves.
guys. I've turned over my team besides like 3 or 4 players that I knew I wasn't going to get rid of. My goalies, the only goalie I have that I started the season with is Markstrom. The rest are, because I played a 4 goalie season all year long.
You had 4 goalies?
All year, yep.
I think that's what. Well, here's part of the reason. My dad had Marc-Andre Fleury, Peter Mrazek, John Gibson, and then right now he's got Ilya Samsonov, but he didn't have him the whole year. So my dad had a stacked goalie lineup, which is insane. But yeah, so my dad gets the gold.
Players like, oh shit, I'm about to lose my laptop.
Uh-oh.
McDavid, obviously. He had Kyle Connor, who probably had the best of the
Winnipeg's
players,
people,
I would say, if not close to the best.
He was the one who did nothing but score against the Canadians. There was somebody on the Jets that just went the hell off.
But he doesn't these guys aren't like that superstar. Like
yeah,
his
I
team.
don't. They just produced. They just produced points, I guess. And McDavid's gonna help you 100 freaking points.
Yeah, how many fan points can you look? How many fan points did McDavid get him?
Let me look.
See.
2021 season. Connor McDavid, 680 points.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
For reference, my team, the best player on my team, the best fan points player on my team at the end is it's tied actually. Between Semyon Varlamov, 543.
Let's go.
That was the highest one on my team. Tied with Auston Matthews, 543.
How do you check that?
You can go to stats up top, and you can do 2021 season. Look at the whole season.
But it's not showing me points. It's showing me like what they have for goals and assists.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. So that was our fantasy. Definitely different than how I thought it would turn out. But
I'm not surprised that us three are top three, but I didn't think that we would be.
I didn't think I'd be top 3.
After you made that fucking bullshit trade with Ben at the beginning, I was like, he's gonna win it.
Thanks, Benny.
I made mistakes.
Thanks for the 3rd place, Benny. But yeah, so let's wrap it up, gentlemen. We'll do a quick snack time because we are at 1 hour and 32 minutes right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, this has been a long one. So we're going to do a quick snack time. And unfortunately, this isn't a super quick topic, but we're going to have to make it that. Soda. The nectar of the gods.
Naturally, something we could go on for an hour, you mean?
The nectar of the gods, gentlemen.
All right, I'll make it away so you can do it for your top, or do it quickly. Name off your top 3.
Top 3, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Nick, do you have a top 3?
I do. 1, Dr. Pepper. 2,
Really?
Pepsi Cherry.
Oh,
3,
God.
Code Red.
Oh, my God.
That was
Honorable mention, Voltage.
Oh, my God. That's a shitty top 4, dude.
that was something. I'll make it
Go
quick
for it,
too.
Come at me, motherfuckers. That's mine.
Okay, Nick,
Reg-
you're wrong.
Regular Pepsi, regular Mountain Dew, and Sunkist.
Oh, God.
Sunkist is delicious.
Eric.
That is a great soda.
Eric's like, I don't drink soda.
Well, okay, that's the thing. I honestly don't. You guys know, but here's the thing. Do you know what my favorite soda was?
Yeah, give us a top one.
This was my go-to all throughout college. Ginger ale.
Okay. I like ginger ale.
Every once in a while, it is really good.
Dude,
I drink ginger ale when I get sick.
Dude, you want to know what's friggin' sweet? Ginger. So this is what you do. You go to Walmart and you get a bag of frozen like mixed fruit. You put the frozen mixed fruit in a glass and you put some ginger ale over the fruit and leave it there for like 5 minutes. Then you come back. It's like fruity ginger ale. And then after you're done, you have like ginger ale soaked fruit to eat. It's freaking awesome.
Okay,
I think I'm gonna
try that.
Price Chopper that sells this. They sell like a raspberry ginger ale that is delicious. Like,
there was a Schweppes
7-Up
one
also
that
has
really
like a cherry one that's really good too.
So my top 3 is gonna be interestingly is gonna be can you guys guess? You guys probably guess number 1.
Dr. Pepper is definitely in there. Regular Mountain Dew.
Number 1.
Code Red is there too because you drink a lot of that.
I am the soda fanatic here.
I got number 1 is the original Halo Game Fuel.
And he's got it, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, he's got it. The Citrus Cherry Mountain Dew. The best soda ever invented. And they just have stopped making it, and it pisses me off. But yeah, so that's my number 1. If you've ever tried it, it's the original Game Fuel from I don't know how many years ago, but it's citrus cherry. It's delicious. If you ever see it, buy it and drink it. You don't know when it'll disappear again.
Just don't drink too much of it.
Don't drink too much of it. That wasn't the soda's fault. Number 2, I'd have to say, I'd probably have to say regular Mountain Dew. And then for number 3,
DP.
I think I might have to go DP, Dr. Pepper. I do love me some Dr. Pepper.
So I was close. I said Code Red, and Code Red is a cherry Mountain Dew, but
it tastes nothing alike.
They don't taste anything alike, and the citrus cherry is so much better.
I haven't had that one very often, so if it ever comes back out. I remember I did buy a 12-pack back in the day when we bought it that one time, but
well, dude, if I ever see it again, I'm stockpiling it. You know what? That's the one I was missing. I was like, there's something I'm missing. And then Nick said it's got to be DP, and I was like, yeah, I do like Dr. Pepper, but that's it right there.
What did he say?
Baja frickin' Blast. That goes in 3rd, baby.
I did go to Taco Bell on Cinco de Drinko, and
oh my god,
as Aaron would call it, Cinco de Drinko. That was funny. I got a Baja Freezy. I got one of those Baja Freezies, and holy fucking shit. I've never had one before, and I was like,
those are literally my favorite thing.
I was like, first of all, that's a small large, but that's a fucking tasty
they bone you
drink.
on the freezies, but on the sizes, but yeah. Yep.
That's but every time I go to Taco Bell, that's the drink I get.
I do like I've gotten Baja from there, obviously, but I've never had a Baja freezy.
It's so good. I've gone through that drive-through just to get one of those ones.
Have you ever tried the other one? They have like a cherry one, I think.
No.
The Airheads one?
No, it's just I think they just have like a. It's not maybe. I've had the Airhead one before, but I thought they had like a just another like generically flavored one. Anyway,
do they have taco salad? All right, that's gonna end it off.
If I saw in the hold on one second. If I saw in the comments right, our next week's snack time with the boys is pre-game snacks. I believe is what I saw from Danielle.
I did see that, didn't I?
So like pre-game before like you're going out to bars or pre-game before a game?
No. Pre-game.
Yeah, pre-game before a game, before we play something. A game.
And I have an interesting lineup. It is 3 things.
God, we will. So there's your teaser. Find out what 3 things Nick eats before playing something. Find out which 3 things he will be throwing up.
Fun fact: I did this and threw up, so I continued to do it.
Find that out next week on the Fifth Line podcast. Thank you all for watching. We will see you in the next one. Peace.